Okie dokie. Well, let's get this party started. Let's see what happens. I did not announce this, so I doubt very many people will be on. My fault. So I'm going to put this on my channel and I will try to share it and see what happens. It's kind of trying to boot up here. My tablet. I'm pretty sure my tablet will work pretty good in any other circumstance. All right. Still trying to kick on here. There we are. Okay, let's see if I can share this out a wee bit here. Of course, that's a disturbing looking that's a very disturbing looking disturbing looking thumbnail. Man, this thing is disturbingly slow. Alright. I'll share it anyway. Boy, that's a disturbing looking thumbnail. That's just disappointing. It really is. Alright. That thumbnail is gross. Alright. Anyway. My name is Anthony Gray. Welcome to Grayscale Painting. Wednesday night live. And I'm going to take a painting that I've recently done, and a fellow artist, Indianapolis from Australia, Ian Harris, he gave me an idea, and I'm going to try it out and see what happens here. Okay, okay. So I made the main focus of this on the mountain on the left here, and I think that I'll go with his suggestions. So it will be more or less an upward glancing look. I'm gonna add not too many things, a few tiny rippling waterfalls here, probably some mist down here, and then trees in here. I don't have to really do anything with the back. It's just adding some trees. All right. Now my YouTube seems to be freezing a bit, so I'm gonna get back out of it. I'm gonna go back in and see if it gives me better some better movement here. It was kind of static. And while it's doing that, I think I'll take a sip of coffee. I do have my other palette right here. I doubt I'll show it because this video really won't be too long. Alright, click onto my channel here, and let's see if I got some better love shown to me here. We're about to see. Okay, I think we're gonna do a little bit better this time. Everything seems to be working a little smoother. Let's see. Got 5 in the chat so far. Hello Johnny Celeste, hello, how are you? Okay, as I was saying, this is 11 by 15 inch watercolor paper. Obviously, it's a complete painting already. I had a suggestion by an artist friend, Ian Harris, Indianapolis, out of Australia. We were chatting this morning, okay, which was the evening time for him, okay, or yeah, quite late at night. Well, no, it was evening time. It was about 9 o'clock because we're exactly 12 hours apart now. So I'm taking a swig of my coffee. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add to all the already completed painting. I'm just going to add waterfalls, trees, mist, and maybe I'll mess around with the rocks here a little bit more. This has already been varnished and everything. Okay. Can you repaint on a varnished canvas or whatever? Yes, you can, especially with acrylic mark over anything. Okay. So we are going to get right along to it. Like I said, I do not have my palette showing. I can just do an adjustment and show the palette. So that's no big deal. Let me touch the focus button one more time there. Make it pretty sharp there for you guys. All right, we're gonna get right on to this. Right now, I'm just choosing what should I tackle first. I think I'll just tackle the trees first. Why not? I'm gonna take the smallest fan brush I quite possibly have. I don't necessarily need the fan brush. I can just do it with a flat brush, really. I don't necessarily have to use a fan brush to do the pine trees or anything like that. A pretty decent um, flat brush would do it. I'll try it with a flat brush today. Why not? So I'm gonna show you what the flat brush looks like here. This guy. It's a hog's hair brush. Okay. All right. It's a size 6. All right. So I'm gonna use this, and we're gonna get some interesting, pines going on around here. I'm not gonna totally demolish the sky or make the mountain disappear, but we're gonna space them out pretty good. I'm thinking of having some thicker trees here though, and then some lighter ones in there, just to kind of change up a little bit. So in that line of thinking, I'm gonna make the trees in the back a little um they'll be a little greener than what I want to have in the front. So right now I'm dipping into my sap green. Of course you guys don't see it, but I'm just dipping my brush into some sap green. I'm gonna add a little touch of blue in that sap green just because. Okay, a little more sap green there. So we're gonna these trees I'm gonna put in the back. They aren't gonna be extremely detailed or anything, but the light source is gonna come from the right hand side with them. All right. Hey Chrissy, how are you? I know it's pretty late there. All right, and I'll just keep repeating it. Hey Billy and Chrissy Canvas, how are you, dear? That's a beautiful portrait picture you did, painting. Very nice. What's going on, Vermont? How you doing, Bruce? Chrissy, I thought you were dizzy before the spell came on you. Okay, I had to add that in there. Okay, so um, like I said, this idea came from Mr. Harris, and I'm gonna try it out. Why not? Oh, we'll start with one. I'll put it right there. Yeah, you know what? I want to try something anyway. Let's try for the willy trees this time. So I'm gonna do a bit different batch of trees this time. Okay. When I say willy trees, this is like after my instructor. Okay. He have developed these type of trees, and of course he did it with a much larger brush, but I'm doing it conducive to the size of the paper I have. Okay, and I'm gonna put them in various sizes and such. I know you guys don't. Uh, well, you guys can see them, but they may not look like much as of right now. Okay, but they will when I get to highlighting. And what I'm doing is basically just taking the brush, because this brush for its minute size. All right, the bristles. It doesn't. This brush does not maintain a very sharp edge. All right, they're kind of splayed out, which is actually good for this type of the type of trees that I want to go for here. As I get brighter paint a little bit later, you'll kind of see what I'm doing here. And yes, this was a fully completed painting. This was finished. I had it posted and everything, even named it. I'm gonna name it something else now. Hopefully by the end of this, I don't name it dirt or crud or poo crack. Okay, poo crack's a good name though. All right, thank you, Chrissy. I seen your comment. Yeah, the sky was was pretty cool to do. As you can see, I'm destroying most of the most of the mountain base, but that's all right. It will add more depth and dimension. Okay, this also goes along with, say you know you're doing a painting, right, and you kind of like what you got or whatever, but you see that you can add something else, but not this hair, the hair out of there. And maybe you have an idea, you want to do it over or whatever. Don't 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 panic. Just do it. You know, it is only paint. Okay. Just because you do a painting, and let's say you do it over, and it doesn't quite match your expectations. Well, you got an extra piece of paper, don't you? You got extra canvas. Well, then do it again. Okay. As you can see now that it's lighter, you can see what I'm actually doing here. Okay. These trees, they're pine trees, but they're of a different shape because I'm just doing a different technique for them. All right, I'm using pure paint, no glycerin. Um, I'm debating whether I should cover Mr. Eagle or not. I just have one tree go in, but I'm taking my brush. I'm just going from side to side, just like that. Okay, going right to the base of the rocks there. I'm still debating whether I should cover that guy or not. We'll see. We'll see. I'll bring this tree a little closer like that. And I'm just taking the brush, I'm tapping it, and I'm twisting it from side to side. And it just gives me a different look for a pine tree. But you can kind of see where things are headed with it. They look like a bunch of Christmas trees you see lined up on the side of the road, don't you? All it's missing is the rope. Tying them together. I'll put one right here. I'm using pure paint. It's a light touch, but you can see as I'm twirling the brush from left to right. Okay, it gives me those interesting outside shapes. Okay. So it just gives me a different look, and I'm using sap green and phthalo blue mix. Okay, for the trees, no glycerin or any of that. And yes, you can paint right on top of a varnished piece. It's okay. You know, the art police won't come and get you. Just like that. Make it a little solid there. Actually, what we're going to do, because since I went a little bit darker with this one, this will be the start of. I'll put some. This is going to be the start of the other trees, because I want a big batch of trees on that corner, so I'm going to make it a little darker. Since I already started going in that vein anyway, I'm going to add a little red to this. Deepen the mix. Okay. I put blue and green in because they're, believe it or not, kind of close to each other on the color wheel side of things. Okay, I want a massive batch of trees here, so I'm gonna put another one here. I'm a very light touch, which is giving me that texture. Okay, but shortly after this, I'm gonna really bulk out this corner here, up here, just like this. I'm not gonna spread it out there like that. There's gonna be a big batch of trees in here, so I'm gonna just make this all solid in here. It don't matter. It's coming right off the page. I'm gonna bulk out just like that. Cover it all up, just like that. And you can see there's different colors there. Okay, I'll give it a little push up here, just like that. Yeah, I'll keep it like that. Thicken him up, and we're gonna kind of darken him again because I want him part of the mix up in here, just like so. All right, okie dokie. Krista, how are you? Oh, he's got to take out the beast. All right, let's start with some highlights on the trees here. I was originally going to do a mailbox and give a lesson how to paint wood and metal objects, but um, since Ian came up with the idea, because we hadn't seen the painting, he has seen like other stuff like he just envisioned that can go with it, and I'm like, hmm, that sounds pretty cool. I'm getting a little bit of yellow. Um, with the sap green that I have, I got a little bit of yellow. Okay, just still raw paint, no glycerin. Um, I won't need glycerin much um, on this little little painting because I want my painting to dry when I put the extra layers on. All right, okay. So we're back here, the far edge here, and I'm just gonna lightly, very lightly. I'll show you because we're not gonna get rid of all the darks, and I'll just put some cute little highlights in there like that for these fellas, just like so. And once again, I'll just tap. I'm tapping the brush. As I'm tapping the brush, I'm slowly going, tilting the brush to the side, just like that. I'm not getting rid of all that dark. Okay, and I'm gonna concentrate most of this on one side. Now, if if it doesn't appear like I'm adding anything to it, then I'll lighten it up. But I think what I got here is fine. Just like that. I'm just going to the side, just like so. Don't be afraid to sneak a little bit of that color on the other half of the tree. Okay. And I can actually make another illusion to make the forest look thicker by not highlighting every tree. Okay, I did not highlight this one, and I'm not going to highlight this one, but I'll bring the little guy here to the forefront a little bit, just very lightly, just touch. Okay, just like that. You just give them the impression, just like this. Okay, I'll leave this one back there. Yeah, I'll give a little love to these other two. Just a little bit of love. Just a little bit. Just like that. Not all the way. Right up in here. Just like that. Just a little bit. Alright. We're going to come to these fellas up here. I'm going to brighten it a little bit. I'm getting a little yellow. It's a yellow orange mix actually from my previous project. Raw paint, straight paint, no medium. All right, I'm mashing my brush a little bit just to give me those interesting pine shapes. Now this is for the guys up front here. Go to the side, very lightly, just like that. I'll even give it a rim, make it look like the trees a little bit there. Pop a couple of them on the other side. Okay, just to fill it up, give some volume. I'm gonna skip this guy, and we're gonna. Now this is where it gets kind of slick. Oh, I'm gonna, I'm gonna make trees out of some of these, because right now it's just a big block of green you're looking at. So it's up to you how much detail and how, where you want your patterns to go. Okay, and we'll come to that later. Let's pop another one in there. Probably we'll play around here like this. Very light touch, just like that, and I'll kind of just like that, and bring some on the other side, just like that, and we'll pop a couple of them in here like this. Let me know if my internet's acting up because my screen is kind of flashing craziness here. Okay, I'm gonna take my brush and I'll just give a slight push, get some bushes going in there like that, just like so. Bring some down below here. Just some interesting things going on right up in here in this corner. I'm just giving them a slight push. Okay, do them in groupings, just like that. Pop a couple of them in here, not too many. Okay. All right. All right. I don't think I need to use this brush anymore, so I'm gonna put it back. Let's get the good old palette knife for 1 second. I'm not a big fan of doing what I'm about to do, but hey, let's get a little bit of. We'll get a slight touch of white. I'll just put it in there. I got some orange. I'll put some of that orange in there. I have to deepen it with a little bit of, just a little touch of blue. Let me throw some red in there. I need a kind of a greeny gray mix here. I don't need much of the paint. We'll throw some trunks in there real quick, especially around in here. I'll just take my knife and just give it a nice little line of. I don't want them to be overpowering. No, if it's too dark, then I'll lighten it up a smidgen, just a smidge though. We'll put one right up in here like that. I might need to lighten it up a little bit. We'll see. I have to look at the monitor. They can probably do to be a tad lighter, and I mean just a slight tad lighter. So I'm adding some white, which makes it a lighter greenish gray. Okay. The other guy didn't say hi. Who's that? Buffering a little occasionally. Yeah, it's my bargain basement internet. Yeah, see, I'll lighten it up a little bit. Put a couple here. Put this one up here like that. We'll cheat one. We'll put one way up there like so. I might just keep it just like that because they're a little closer, so it separates the fellas in the back. So that's all good. All right. Let's add some nice trickling waterfall action things going around in here. Okay. Like I say, it's like you're standing on these rocks, but you're looking upward. Okay. And we didn't get rid of Big Bird over there, so I guess all is well. Let's take a ½ inch flat and let's take another swig of coffee here. Hey, Rosemary, Marilyn Lidge, hello. Now I'm gonna put a few waterfalls in here, and when I say a few, I literally mean a few. Okay, as in 3, and we'll space them somewhere. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna take a little bit of this purple because I didn't use it, and yeah, that's about it. No other excuse. All right. Let's have one right about here. Right here. I'll just give a press. It's coming over that rock right there. So we're gonna kind of really come over there like that. That's one. I'm just blocking in the color where I'm figuring they would be. Let's put one. Yeah, let's put one. Let's put one. Let's put one. Oh, we'll put it right here. Coming straight down like that. Nice little light guy right there. Get some more purple. Oh, we'll get one right up around in here. Right here. Have them come down like that. Okay. We'll thicken him a little bit right here. He's coming around. And he's more of an added angle right there. And he's coming this way. Little fella coming down that way. Okay. The mountain, the mid rocks, and the rocks in the front were all done differently on purpose. The rocks in the front will look more realistic because I all I did was just dry brush, and I just dry brush layers. Okay. I painted the core layer, the foundation color. Then I dry brushed the secondary color. All right, which gives it the rock its natural color because then you're looking at shadows. All right, then where the light is directly hitting, that's where you dry brush the rest. Okay. Spittle, how are you, man? It's good to see you. Long time no see. You know it's frisbee throwing weather. You know that, right? It's good to see you, man. All right. So we're gonna take a little bit of titanium white. I'll put it. I'll put it over here by this gray. I'm gonna keep it fairly light. It's not even pure white because it's mixing in with the gray that I mixed for a project I did earlier. And then I will just lightly dry brush this over on top of the purple here. Okay. I know it's out of focus. Don't worry. It'll magically appear in focus, just like that. And here we go. I'm gonna use the side of the brush. Sometimes you only get one pass at it. Okay, side of the brush, and you just come on down with it like so. Now, as you see, not much is coming off, and that's okay. That's all right. That is a-okay. I want it to look like that. I wanted to do that. I'd rather just dry brush the stuff on and put it on a layer at a time and come over here to this side. Can you guys see that one? Yeah, you guys can see it. Dry brush, bring it on down there. I don't have to cover everything. It's like so. Get some more paint. I'm still rubbing into this white slash gray mix. Okay, we got this little fella here. Like so. Because they're pretty light falls here. And I'll just dry brush what color that could come off the brush, which is hardly any because I'm using it all up, and that's fine. So I'll just dry brush it on there. So that's quite fine. Okay, I'm gonna take titanium white. We're gonna do the same thing, but with titanium white. Now, even though I dry brushed it on here, and because the paint is so thin, when you put new paint on top of it, what it's going to do is pick up off those minute textures that you already laid on here. All right. To be honest with you, yes, he would be chronologically, yes, he would be Bruce number one. All right, and we come down to putting the actual waterfalls in there. Get a little more titanium white. I got it extremely thin. It's still mixed with other colors. That's too thick. Wipe that off. Just wipe off some of that paint off my brush. And we're going to do it again. Wipe it off the brush there. Let's do this one first. There. You can barely see it, but don't worry. You will in a second. I'll just use pure white. And because I'm not using any glycerin, let me find a spot where I can just use pure white paint here. Okay, and here we go. Yeah, I think you guys can see all three. Straight down, straight down. I probably have to color the water a little bit bluish so you guys can actually see it. Because matching it with the rocks a little too much. And that's fine. I got some sky blue I can put in there. And that I can just glaze on. That's no big deal. We'll take some of the sky blue. I got some right here. Some really light blue. And I'm going to use the sharp edge of the brush. I'm actually using the wrong brush. These are my flower brushes. I never put them away. There we go. Now you got waterfalls. Got this one coming over the side here like this. And you got that one curving around, right up and around in here. Now you got your waterfalls. Okay, one, two, you guys don't see the third one. Let me move it over a slight bit that you can see the double falls right there. So that's my bad. Let's go up and over like that. Alright, so I am using my floral brushes for this. I did not put them away. Like my last painting I did at like 1:32 in the morning. Alright, let's add a little bit of mist for these fellas. Going back into my titanium white, I'm using a blender brush for this because all I need is an extremely light amount of white paint. Okay, there's no glycerin on it, and it's just dry brush. So up around in here, I'm gonna do some light circular movements. Now, obviously, white is very opaque. This is mixed in with orange, but that's okay. I'm gonna build right up off of all of that. But watch what I'm gonna do here, because it is just me dry brushing. Okay, so yes, it is a little bit on the orange side, but that's okay. We're gonna go over all of that. I'm getting another little small touch of titanium white on my bristles. I got a nice white spot on the paper here. We'll build up this one. Why not? And just lightly just put the mist in there. Just like that. Just keep putting it in there. Let's get a little more white paint. Stir it around a little bit. Let's move on to the other one right here. I think you guys can see where I'm at here. Okay. All up in here. Don't have any fear like you're gonna mess up anything or anything like that. Just keep playing with it. I'm gonna bring some of that mist up into here too. Right now we get it a little bit heavy. You're not gonna see obviously where the water's hitting the bottom there, but it's got to be of some substantial height if it causes that much mist to kind of act up and whatnot. So we'll put some of it coming right up in here like this. Nice circular misty stuff happening around in there like that. And with a soft brush you can really put your press on there and get it flowing. Okay, like that. And you just have it trail on up, kind of flail around and mist right out just like that. Alright, do it in layers. Don't rush the brush. Okay, and if you have too much on your brush, wipe it off on a towel or something. Alright, I'm gonna lighten up this one side again. Just like that. And get that fade going. Go across a couple of other mountains there. Put it in front of the falls. I'm just brightening what I've originally put there. Just like so. Just like so. Come up around here. Slap some of that mist around there. Just like that. Have it trail. You know, the wind's taking it all over the place. Just like so. Yeah. Have no fear. Put it right in there. Okay. We have one more. Feed it, Bruce. Then again, if you feed the dove, you're gonna have a pet forever. There we go. Come up around in here. There we go. Come on the other side. I got some paint on the other side here. And just keep playing with it. Come up around in here a little bit. Missed it. Go up and around like that. You can always go back to your painting and redo it. Now that looks like an entirely different painting now. Okay. Okay. So I'm looking at it still. Looking at it, looking at it. Let's draw back it just a little bit here. There. Now you guys see what it looks like now. Totally different painting from what I've done before. Anything that will be recognizable would be this this part up here, which you can't really see because I'm going to move on to these rocks. Now, if I wanted to glaze anything, I could glaze the rocks. Okay, but you know what I'll do is I'll just capitalize. I'll just do more um, to the rocks here. I'm gonna use the same flat brush, the same brush I shouldn't be using in the first place, and we're gonna make some more. Let's get a little bit of yellow. Let's get some yellow and purple. I'm gonna make another batch of gray. All right, yellow, purple, and a slight touch of white. Well, let's see. No, I'll just use this first. I like this. We'll just kind of touch up the rocks a little bit. Now, usually I would use a palette knife for this. Okay, but nah. What the hey? All right, we're just gonna redo these guys a little bit. We're just gonna kind of change the color and the tone of them a little bit because they're gonna have to come out front just a tad here. So I'm just adding some more color to these fellas. I'm just using the side of the brush. Okay, just like so. Yes, I'm going over my signature, the whole thing. It's okay. Just like that. I'm getting some more of the color. I'm just using the side of the brush because it just adds to the texture. Side of the brush. Can you guys see it? Yes, you can. You can see it. Alright, and here we go. Now, because I'm using the side of the brush and I'm kind of scumbling it all on here. One is adding more texture and it's adding a little more color to it, and you can still see the underlying texture underneath what I'm doing here. Alright. So my underpainting here is now turned into an underpainting. It's actually doing the work for me. Alright, so right now I'm just my brush is the supervisor. It's just telling it where to go. And we're gonna bring the highlights back, don't worry. Just like so. So we got all sorts of underlying tones and values happening even in the dark spots in here. So don't ever be afraid of experimenting. Sometimes it may work, Sometimes it may not. You, you know. But if it works, great. Use it again. If it doesn't work, great. Don't do it again. It's only paper or canvas. You can always redo it. Okay. I'm going into my titanium white. Right into the gray I've made. And once again, I'm going to do the same thing, same scumbling effect there. And here we go. We'll just concentrate on some of the highlights here. Just like that. Look. Let it break apart all by itself. Okay. Certain spots. Alright, now let's brighten that up right up in there. Remember, the brighter the highlight, the less of it you need. Okay. And we'll scoop some that way. Let it break apart. Like so. Just let it do what it do. Let's go on the other side here. Alright, Chrissy. Thank you for stopping by and saying hey. For those of you who don't know, Chrissy lives in the UK. They're 5 hours ahead of us here. Alright. So, I'm sure she would stay longer, but it's just a time difference thing. Alright. We'll add some more light here. Actually, it needs to be a little brighter. So let's put a little more titanium white in there. I'm going back into the gray that I've mixed previously. And remember, if you feel you get it too bright, just let it sit for a second. It might not be as bright as you think, because the paint, acrylic paint dries, it dries flat. Acrylic paint dries through evaporation, not oxidation like oil paint. And we're gonna get a nice little slide right there, just like that. Boom. I like that. Let's put another one here, like that. Break it up. I like that. I like the way that looks. So let's add a little bit of that love up here. Layer after layer after layer, up to you. And I'm gonna still keep some of that original color there. Just like that. Come off the page there. Get some gentle stuff going right up around here. Have some of that texture float that way. And have it rub it out. Have it disappear a little bit. Rub it right on out there. Let's put some of that love in there. Hello, C6. How are you? Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Tell Muttley I said hello. And for those of you who don't know who Muttley is, that is Chrissy's husband. His name is Davy. Until she's angry at him, and then it's Muttley. Which is often, that's why she continues to call him Muttley. Poor Davy. All right. So, let's pull back the whole thing here. Let's see what we got. Now, for those of you who may have remembered what the original painting looked like, it now looks nothing like the original painting. Alright, and these are just a few touches that I've done. Like I say, it changes the whole dynamic of the painting. Okay. He won't. Well, Bruce, he must have seen a picture of you. He wanted to be like you. So, you know, if he wanted to really upset her, all he had to do was shave it like Wolverine from the movies. Now, I've did a few things here that are not traditionally normal, which is I lightened up what should be the darkest, which is the foreground rocks. But them being light, it doesn't matter. They're still the largest thing. They're still up in front. All right, even though they're low, it still covers the most, being in the front. So everything is still pushed back. You got the fog here, which sets the hill or the rocks here back. Okay, there's no fog in between these trees. They don't need to be. The trees are like right there. Okay, um, and anything back there is kind of irrelevant. Now it's just background stuff. It takes the focus off the mountain and then puts it on the three waterfalls with the fog and all of that. All right, so everything went from here. It just shifted here in the middle. Okay. Nah, feed the cats first. She'll never know. Just be real quiet about it. See you in divorce court. Okay, very, very short lesson. And as usual, I will take a picture of this. I might take a side by side photo and people can see what was before and then um, what was after. Very short Wednesday um, showing here. Okay. Um, I hope that in me doing this that I showed you some ideas that you can. All right, Bruce. Hope I showed you something that gives you ideas of what you can do with your older paintings or paintings that you didn't quite feel was up to snuff or might have been something lacking. Okay, there was nothing wrong with this picture. It's just that um, another artist seen really other stuff that could be added to it, and so I decided to go about it. Okay, it's pretty cool. All right. Um, like I said, you can still see the waterfalls. You can still see the little mist rising up and going into the other trees. Which I say this is just extra layers that are just help bring things either forward or backwards. All right. So there's plenty of layers here. You have the sky. You got the mountain. You even got the bird. You got the trees. You got the middle rocks. You got the fog. Then you've got the extra rocks, including the darker trees here in the corner. Okay, so everything is just layer after layer after layer after layer. All right, alrighty then. As usual, I would take the tape off the thing because I am pretty much finished with it. Um, the tape is just there to block. If I went over the original border, so even though this is varnished and whatnot, nothing's gonna come off. If I took the tape and ripped inside it, it's not gonna come off. It's already been varnished. Okay, but it's just force of habit. But there you go. That's what she looks like. Let me whack a frame on it to see what it looks like. Yeah. Oh, reach for it. I get the brown one here. The brown one to me, especially if it actually fit this, I think the brown one would look cool. But that's. Let me pull back a little bit. You guys can see the thing. There you go. So it pretty much will look like that with a brown frame. Let's hit the focus button one more time. Okay. Now this is a frame for 11 by 14. All right, this is 11 by 15. I have a black frame that I had to buy online because 11 by 15 frames are a little difficult to come by. But this is the actual frame it would fit on, and so it will look like that. Now on my monitor, I can barely see it, but then again, my monitor is not positioned in a way from where I'm sitting, so I can get a clear view of it. So I have to adjust that a little bit later. But this is what it would look like in a black frame. Now when I see this online on my other computer or on my phone, it shows up really clear. All right, so I got to do some adjustments on my monitor. But this is what it would look like. All right. Like I said, this is a very short one tonight. But Indianapolis gave me a pretty interesting idea to pursue. and so I thought I doed it. All right. Okay. Thank you guys very much for watching this extremely short edition of grayscale painting. Uh, like I say, I hope I've given you some ideas for will I varnish it again? Darn tootin', Maryland. Yes, I have to. Um, actually, you know, you're not gonna let it rest until I put a pterodactyl in one of my paintings. Maybe I'll do a pterodactyl flying um, with the tip of his wings skirting a wave, a giant wave. The whole painting, most of the painting will be wave and a little bit of sky, and then the pterodactyl will be in there. It'd be a nice perspective shot, and you know it is a reptile, it's an animal, so it'd be another animal painting. All right, maybe I should do more paintings like that, paintings of people or whatnot. But unless I'm doing a commission, painting people bore me unless it's like some fictional character or whatnot, because it just gives me more interest. You know, I've done pet portraits. I've done quite a few people portraits. Unfortunately, the majority of my people portraits were angels or people that passed away. Um, I gotta still finish the one um, for this one guy. It's like 98% done. I just haven't been there just to finish it off. And I can probably finish it off in about an hour or two, and it will be done. So that's my bad. Okay, thank you guys for watching. Hey, there you are, Indianapolis. How are you, sir? I didn't even notice you were in here. There you are. Yep. So there it is, Ian. Pretty cool, and appreciate the idea there. So there you guys have it. I didn't overly highlight the trees because it really doesn't need to be. Except for the guys that are a little bit closer, which are only right here. Then these fellows are a little further back. So like I said, layer after layer after layer after layer. Okay, and putting the waterfalls in there with the mist actually adds a little bit of movement to the painting. Okay, so like I said, it took the focus off the mountain on the left and put it right here in the middle. Okay, even slight things like I say, like mist, anything like that will bring the subject that should be in the back of it. It brings it further back. Okay, and once again, I did opposite of what you traditionally would do. Usually, your rocks in the front would be darker. These are lighter, but they're also larger. They kind of take up quite a bit of volume, even though they're down low. All right, and everything's still pretty much in thirds. Okay, um, you got a third here. It's not nothing in the middle. The mountain is another third. Okay, so nothing's really dead center because even this is not even center. Center's here. Okay, so everything's still in thirds. You follow me? The bird is not even dead center. Okay, he's a little off to the side. All right, so you'll have all of that to think about in composition and all that fun stuff. The boring stuff you went to sleep on in art class. All right, guys, stay well, be safe, um, and just be careful out there. And I shall see you guys when I see you. Have a good night, all.